Ange has just joined us.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Ange. Good to see you. We're just going to get a microphone attached to you very quickly there, but we really do appreciate you making your way up to the studio there. Congratulations.
Introduce yourself first, mate.
You get the personal touch.
He gets a bit gropey, that.
We've got to watch him.
Thank you.
And we really appreciate you coming up. Congratulations. Just give us your summing up of that performance, first of all.
Yeah, really pleased with the way we kind of handled. Now, we knew coming here, watching Bornemouth the first couple of games, that they were going to be pretty aggressive with the press, and that was going to be our test. And I just thought in the first half we handled it really well. Boys were clear-headed, brave when we needed to be, and kept the game really simple, and that helped us sort of take control. And we scored and probably could have had one or two more. And then second half, we lost our way for about 10-15 minutes in the start of the second half. But even through that period, we defended well, and then I thought we took control of the game again. So I just like the way, playing away from home in the Premier League is always tough, but I just like the way we controlled the aspects of the game we knew were going to come to us.
How pleased are you with the way your team responded to the fact that Bournemouth were starting strongly in that second half and getting on top? Yeah,
really good. And I think the subs helped. I thought, it's the reason I put Pierre and Ivan on. I mean, they're the most experienced players, and I thought they gave us sort of a calm, cool head when they came on. And I really liked the way we just dealt with even the adversity of it. When we didn't control the game, they didn't really threaten our goal, which again, I thought the back four and the midfield sort of defended really well in front of them.
Can I ask you a question? When you made the substitutions, that was Bournemouth's best spell in the game. How much of that, as a manager, is instincts? You think, I need to stop the flow of the game here? Or is it pre-planned?
No, it wasn't pre-planned. You kind of, you've probably seen, I tend to watch a game, I've said to people, like I watch a movie, I don't like people talking to me, I don't like being distracted, because I think my role is to try and read, what the players need out there. And I just thought at that time, we're just rushing things a little bit. We're obviously excited that, the game had turned a bit of it into a transition one because Bournemouth was throwing men forward, and we just needed a couple of people to calm things down, and I just thought Ivan and Pierre would help us with that, and I thought they did well.
Can I just ask you about one particular player, Basuma? Just from last year, it feels like chalk and cheese. I don't know if you said anything to him at the start of this season, because he's 40, he just looks like fantastic.
Yeah, no, he's been great for us, and no, I haven't really with all the sort of players, Crouchy. Like I said before the game, I kind of came in and just said, look, this is what we're going to do, this is how we'll train, this is how we'll play. And it was, you kind of allow the players to kind of get on board themselves rather than me sort of pushing them. And I think, Bess obviously had a disappointing year last year individually, and, was looking for a new start for himself. And he was great again today. There were a couple of moments where I thought he got a bit sloppy with our possession, and still areas of his game he can improve, but he's such a clever player. And if we want to play out, that kind of pivot position becomes really important for us.
What about that whole midfield dynamic? It's not just Basuma as well, but Maddison really stood out today as well, and Pat Matassar as well, and another great performance from him. Are you quite pleased with how well they're clicking so quickly? Yeah,
it's been good so far, and all of them are sort of getting a better understanding of each other and the roles, and Matters was great today. I mean, he had a disrupted week. He only really trained yesterday with us, but his ability to see the game differently to everyone else helps us, because once we get through that difficult bit of playing through and the game opens up, that's when you need the creative players. And I thought, he was superb today, and Pappy's just got real energy. He just doesn't stop running, which again is a weapon. If you're trying to stop an opposition, you've got somebody who's continually running at you. It's hard to stop. And they've been good. And to be fair to the lads, guys like Skippy and Pierre and Gio Lo Celso came on at the end. Every day at training, they're pushing each other to get to new levels.
Can I ask you about, the fullbacks in particular? It was an area of concern last year. I looked at that, I thought they never looked quite comfortable, Tottenham, with that. But the goal particularly come from Udogie in midfield and run it. Is there some kind of trigger you use? Because he's in midfield, the ball comes out to Perisic, and he just goes. It almost seems like they've been playing together forever. He went straight away and attacked the space. They look like they're playing with freedom. Is that something you work with? Not trying to get your secrets.
No, see, I'm just copying Pep, mate. We do a lot of work on it, and a lot of it is sometimes instincts, but it's about trying to create And what we're trying to create is a system wherever I've sort of been that's as fluid as it can be, and give the opportunity to players to say, you know what, if there's space there, forget you're a fullback. If you're just a footballer and there's space, go in the space. And then it's up to us to make sure we're covering the gaps that are left. And so once players, I think, realise they have that freedom to do that, it's still very structured. Then they don't second guess themselves, you know. They just say, well, there's space there. It doesn't matter if I'm the left fullback. If there's space inside, I'm just going to go in there, drive in there. And, you know, both, you know, Pedro and Destiny, when they have the ball and they're running with it, they're really difficult to stop. And if it's in a central area, it makes them more effective for us. You know?
Can I just ask for you personally, how are you enjoying the Premier League and how are you enjoying the club? Tottenham?
Yeah, I'm loving it, Crouchy. You know, it's like I said, everything in the Premier League's turbocharged. You get that, but you know, it's a massive football club. It's got unbelievable facilities, training facilities, and you know, great stadium, great support. Working with fantastic footballers, mate. I'm living the dream, mate. So I love every day of it, and I have wherever I've been. To be fair, I've dodged having a real job my whole life. So long may it continue.
Yeah. And I don't want to talk about Harry Kane, but obviously 30 goals last season. Does it feel more about the collective now in terms of everyone chipping in?
I think it has to. I mean, you're not going to replace Harry. You know, he's an unbelievable player, and I think Harry'd be the first to say that. You know, that was probably maybe what was missing. There was just too much of a reliance on him. You know, and you know, for me, it's about what we do. Is if we want to be successful, we have to do it as a collective, and even with the goals, it's not about having one threat, it's about having multiple threats. You know, can we score with our wide players, can we score with our midfielders, can we score with our fullbacks, set pieces? So, you know, you can bridge that gap of goals, but you know, what's more important, I think, is that you look like you're a threat every time you go forward. And you know, I thought today was probably as threatening as we have looked in the first 3 games, and I think that's a pleasing.
And another frustrating day it felt for Richarlison. How do you get the best out of him? Is it just a bit of time and a bit of patience?
You just got to keep working hard. I mean, that's the story of every footballer. You know, I keep saying to every footballer I've ever worked with, particularly the younger ones, you know, it's not a linear process. It's not you start here and you finish here. It's football career is a lot of ups and downs, and if you just keep working hard and keep putting yourself, you know, in a position where you're helping the team, then invariably you'll come out of it the other side. If you start sort of thinking about yourself and internalising these things, it doesn't help. So, you know, Richie at the moment, what he's doing is making an impact to a side that started really well. That's all he's got to think about, and we'll keep working with him, and I know he'll keep working hard, and you know, we'll get him to where we need to.
And it's your birthday tomorrow, a gift of 3 points from the players. How are you going to celebrate?
Yeah, well, I don't know about you guys, but I always put those things on hold till I don't know the results. So,
So what are you going to do now?
Yeah, my wife's probably scrambling at home now. But yeah, no, it'll be quiet. I've got 2 young ones at home, and nothing better for me than just spending some quiet time. I've got a game on Tuesday, so I'll be in work in the morning. But I'm edging closer to 60, which I'm not sure how I feel about. But anyway, we'll keep going.